Hey, Dottie.
Yes.
I got a stupid question for you.
Ah! Hello, my dotlings, and today's topic of this video is going to be 10 questions people ask me. I've come out to the woods to work on myself and to try to divine answers to these sometimes shockingly stupid questions. Some of them are really honest, and I'll try to be here for that. So let's get started. We're here at Kanawha State Forest. Come on, baby, let's go. Ooh, this question. Okay. I only get two kinds of people that ask me this question. Number one, my answer is the same to all of you. If I won the lottery, I wouldn't be out here offering readings. I'd go referral only. For the fun of it. And so would a lot of my friends all of a suddenly. Just saying. I only get two kind of people that ask me this question. One of them is country folk trying to break the ice. And swing and a miss, dude. Swing and a miss. That is not the best way to break the ice with a psychic. Yeah, I guess I should have seen it coming. But also, you're being an asshole. And the other one are just assholes who think that it's funny to bring up the fact that we can't predict everything. But I don't see you running your life all that great either, so. If I had the lottery numbers, I'm going to give them to somebody I know. And somebody I like. It's really hard to tell. It could be a lot of things. It could be something very strange. But no, really, this is a subject worth its own video altogether because, that's kind of part of my profession right there. A big part of my profession is helping people deal with what's going bump in the night in their house. There's also some practical things, and it's definitely worth maybe contacting an exterminator or a contractor, somebody who knows about houses.
Is it a ghost or is it raccoons in my attic?
Fair question. Is it ghosts? Is it raccoons? Is it carbon monoxide that's making you feel tired? Or is it bad vibes? Set out your crystals, do your thing, but also talk to an expert.
Sometimes the simplest solution is also the most right.
Yeah, most of them. Which one are we talking about? Here's the thing about this question. It's two different questions posed by two different kinds of people. And one is hostile. Openly. And the difference in the question is kind of moot. Because the two different questions are, do you believe in God? And the other is, what do you believe? And you may think that one carries more weight or is more hostile than the other, but the truth is, I've had a lot of people who are just curious ask, do you believe in God? And I've definitely had hostile people ask me, what do I believe? And a lot of times you'll pick up on the tone pretty quick and the way people look at you. Like there's a certain face that people make when they're pretty sure that because you don't believe what they believe, that you're evil. Mwahahaha. But there's another type of person who asks, who's genuinely interested. And to them I say, I am a pagan. I am actually a part of Metro Valley Pagan Pride, so I'm going to plug them right here. It is a group of people trying to get together to build a pagan community for us. Like, every pagan in the valley thinks they're the only pagan in the valley, and we're here to fix that. So, what does it mean to be a pagan? That's a whole video. Essentially, I am a polytheist. I essentially believe in a bunch of different gods. Not necessarily every god, but a lot of them. At least as much as any other. I've got a lot of thinks, I've got a lot of feels, but I ain't got a lot of facts, so I try not to be a pain in the ass about it. It's energy work, it's complicated, blah, 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 blah. That's why I'm the professional. You can book at dottiethepsychic.com and find out for yourself. I can do over the phone, over video call, or in person. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because that's how the algorithm works. It is a little complicated to try and get into what is essentially a paragraph and a half. This is definitely a subject for a whole video, and in theory, it's kind of my life study. How does magic, psychic stuff work? And there are simple answers and there are more complex answers, but if anybody tells you they have the answer, not only are they lying, but they're dangerous, because they're probably trying to do a cult. And I just don't have that kind of money. Or patience. Or lack of ethics. Essentially, I do believe that we all have this inherent ability to sense things in a way that is not third dimensional. I think that we all have a part of us that is not of this world, so to speak. Even the plants and things, like, everything is in, the all kind of deal. Yeah, that's what I do, is kind of tap into the energy that connects us all. I focus on people's names, on the sound of their voices, to kind of access their energy field, or their higher protective self that has a message for them, and essentially ask, okay, here's the question, lay out the answer. I come with the intent of helping people. That's how it works for me. Yeah, I can talk to dead people. You can talk to dead people. Anybody can talk to dead people. And sometimes dead people even talk back. So be prepared for that, okay? I don't want to hear you freaking out when the thing that you asked happens. Mediumship is not something I actually usually advertise per se, because I never know who's gonna answer. It's like call and collect in the 90s. You don't know if somebody is going to pick up or take the charges, and if you do, you don't necessarily who's gonna pick up and take the charges. Not like a Ouija board where you've got there are protections and things, but there's been many of times where people have come to my office wanting to talk to grandma, and instead they get the creeper from their hallway. Whatever spirits are around you are the ones that are gonna talk. Sometimes it's the guy who's been haunting your house since he died in the 70s. It is what it is. So, that is that when it comes to mediumship. Booga booga boo. Okay, here's a question that nobody ever asks me. Why are the toilets in the videos? And I gotta tell you, it's just a little bit of potty humor. Now, here's the thing though. This is a deceptively blunt way to ask this question. Because there are definitely ways that people ask that are not quite as blunt a way of asking. but essentially is still the same question. When you ask, does my ex-boyfriend still think about me? Are they doing okay? And there's definitely, even if you're asking this with compassion, you're still kind of using the psychic gift, to look into somebody who does not want to be looked into. There's definitely there's just a lot of moral gray. Can I? Yes. Will I? Probably not. I don't know what else to tell you. Just stop and think when you ask these kind of questions why you want to know. Why do you care what your ex is doing? Why do you care what a person who is not communicating with you is doing? Because I know, and a lot of people are just looking for closure. And this is probably the most deceptive way to ask, because they want to know if that person has moved on with their life. And the truth is, you have your closure when you don't have a response. If somebody has put you in a position where you feel like you need closure, that is your closure. They have violated your boundaries in the relationship so much that there is no longer a relationship there. And a lot of times that's what I tell people. I was like, we need to heal this wound because it is no longer a connection. The other more deceptive way is, are they lying to me? And I've heard plenty of horror stories where people who will consult a psychic and ask them, is my spouse cheating? And they'll ask a bunch of different psychics. And I think some honest, but a lot of dishonest psychics will give you the answer that you want to hear. And what you want to hear is yes. Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking that question. What you need to hear, whether it's the truth, does not matter. It does not matter. The thing that is going to keep you on the line talking, the thing that is going to keep your attention is yes. And people have lost marriages because of it. They've lost their livelihoods because of it. And the truth is that at the end of the day, how would knowing help you? Why do you think that that person is not being honest with you? These are more important questions. Because if you've reached that point in your marriage, then you need to talk to a counselor. You need to sit down together and work through some shit. And me telling you what's going on is not going to help nearly as much as the both of you coming together and working together, because essentially a relationship should be a partnership. And if it is devolved, then you need to find out why. If you want to bring your partner in and chit-chat, I'm not a professional psychologist. I'm a psychic. But I will make space for that. That's what I got for you. Like, I'm not going to feed into that base impulse. Because like I said in the last one, or one before that, I'm trying to do this from a place where I help people. And I don't see that as helpful. Sure do, and that is it. That was your one question. I'm going to be taking my glasses off on a lot of these. This one is almost insulting. Like, are we friends? Sometimes I give my friends free readings, but that's because they have done a lot for me. What have you done for me? Why should I give you something free? Especially when that thing you want me to give you for free is how I make a living. Okay, so this whole thing was shot in the Kanawha State Forest, like I said in the beginning, but I wanted to stop and point this trail out specifically because it is handicap accessible. It has a handicap bathroom and even a handicapped table, picnic table. As an able-bodied person, I'm never going to be able to say it's 100% accessible because I am going to overlook things that somebody who is not will notice, but it was nice and flat. There was a rope so that people who are visually impaired can navigate it. There were also some really cool signs to stop and read. So, yep, it was pretty awesome. It was a nice little area, and it's an easy path for those who may not be able to take the inclines up and down. So it was relatively flat area. So if you're wanting to get out in the woods, but you really have difficulties, this is probably the best path around. All right, one more take. Okay. Absolutely bring a friend. As a matter of fact, I often have people who will book an hour and then split it with a friend. I do parties. So yeah, bring your friend. That's awesome. I know sometimes it can be a little scary to go to a psychic. I don't necessarily understand why, but that's because it's my profession. But also, it's always kind of amusing when I call you out for something your friend's been telling you for a long time, and I get to watch them do a song and dance. I told you so, I told you so, you know so many times I told you so, I've told you so many times, you know I've told you so. So, if you don't mind that happening, or you don't think it will, absolutely, bring your friend. Yes. This is sometimes the hardest question, and it may seem simple because definitely there are plenty of people who just need somebody to kind of sit down with them and figure out their plan of action. Like, okay, what do you do now? What should you do now? And then there are people who need resources, and all I can really do is help them Google their way through some pretty horrible situations. And that's a pretty non-answer, but this is not really an answer that's going to get answered on a video. So, a lot of times people who ask this are not necessarily looking for resources, they're kind of just venting. Sometimes they need real resources. And what they really want is reassurance. What they want is reassurance. As a former nurse, I can't just reassure people. Life is chaos. I'm not going to lie to you. So I try to help them as best I can. And I have spent a few sessions just Googling stuff. I actually try to have a cup of cards next to my computer, and it's full of all sorts of business cards, but some of those business cards are actually like outreach, community outreach. Honestly, a little rusty on that. I need to check through and see what's still usable and not. But there's a non-answer to your question. That's a hard question. I'm sorry. Good luck. I'd say it's the money, but I make more as a volunteer. It'll someday be the money. Someday I'll be rich and famous. Ow. So, essentially, this is kind of the dream. And I'm making a real go for it because I am ADHD and divination is my special interest. And I found a way that I can hopefully make enough money to support myself eventually. And also, it has helped me to get in contact with people to develop things for people of the same faith that I am. And it's been an amazing experience. Those are the top 10 questions I get as a professional psychic. I do provide my services. You can find more out about me at dottiethepsychic.com. So your bonus is, what is my shirt? Thank you for asking, even though you didn't ask, but you should have. This is a Faye Clips t-shirt, and she even put my name on it, and then I'll circle it in post. So I'm on there with a whole list of other businesses you should check out. Is my shirt showing up?
Looks like it.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm on there with a whole list of other really cool businesses you should check out. And so Faye Clips is an incense maker. She's my friend, and she makes some of the finest incense in West Virginia. Definitely, if you get a chance, check out Metro Valley Pagan Pride. If you are a pagan in the community, then we've got something for you. You know, if you want to see something happen in the community, then be a part of the community. I'm going to try and make more of these videos, but you all know every time I say I'm going to make more of these videos, it don't happen. So I'm not making any promises. But I can tell you that I am still taking appointments. I have, even throughout this hiatus, been taking appointments. And I'm going to try and get back to this more often. So, hope to see you around. Safe travel and much profit to you.